all praises and glory goes to Yahweh by Shimmy Al-Shai by Shimmy Al-Kwakadash, double honors to the elders of your message, pushing the truth with all truth and sincerity. Shalom to you, Akim, that are around and about the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with all truth and sincerity. And this is a article from Apple, Apple Insider, and it says here, the title says, public anxiety about Apple's digital ID greatly overstates the actual risk. And if you brothers don't know that they're not mandating it, not yet at least, but they're basically setting up a system that, they're basically allowing people to have an online digital ID, a digital driver license, and Apple Wallet, basically, And reading on, it says fears about the Apple's digital ID are afraid of a boogeyman that the iPhone can't unleash. The concerns about government tracking or overreach because of it are best pointed at each other's avenues that actually exist. Critics focus on sweeping threats that sounds dramatic but don't match the system inside the Apple Wallet ID feature. Some advocates warning that the digital credentials could reveal where a person travels or when they present an ID. Many fears connect to surveillance practices that already exist through public cameras, automated license plate readers, and other systems that tracks movement without consent. The government already knows who you are due to the social security numbers, driver license, tax information, and much more. We have 2 veterans on staff whose entire military histories and identifying information have been stolen several times over because being of a intensive government. Cell carriers know exactly where you are based on your phones. Supermarkets track you with loyalty cards, and there have been dozens of breaches of those systems. Identifications information securely uploaded into digital service designs as such aren't going to introduce new forms of surveillance. And stopping right there, basically Esau has made it into a way to where even before this digital ID came out or presented itself, Esau, Edom, they was already tracking us, they was already tracing us. I mean, hell, if Esau and Edom really wanted to see where these children really go missing, and that's what everybody should be. You don't hear uproars about the children that goes missing, man. If they really wanted to see where these children go missing at and who's all involved, Esau and Edom, they had the information, but their hand is tied behind it to where they not gonna show people the information, man, because they're behind it, man. That shows you how evil that these damn devils are. But even before this digital ID came out, they already had cameras and whatnot tracking people, man, tracking information, tracking where you at, tracking your emails and so forth, man. So it's basically cliche, man, what these damn devils are basically promoting, and all they're doing is getting ready to set up that NWO, man, that New World Order. It says here, why online identity fears are being attached to the wrong system. Apple, I'm gonna just read a little bit. It says Apple's model doesn't include the structure needed for monitoring or remote servers verification credentials. Stay on the device, and usage isn't reported to any issuing authorities. So Apple Wallet design strict hidden data collection by only releasing approved fields. These fields are transmitted through an encrypted channel to authorized readers. Apple does sync credentials across devices, but it uses an end-to-end encryption, as the company's saying. Does not even Apple know what's in your ID, or when or where your ID is used? A separate group of critics focus on the digital identity system that explain into online age checks or added new requirements for accessing websites. Some states are already require age for some content. Rules like that shape the broader debate about the digital credentials. There is a belief that the digital ID system will eventually be a part of the online verification. However, Apple versions at present doesn't support the shift, man. So I guess there's a flaw into this Apple ID that uses that I guess the verification system, but you know, all it does is bring us closer to the mark of the beast, man. And these devils need to go ahead and implement it. Go ahead and bring it out. Go ahead and come down as a madman, you know, sparing none, you know, and put this mark of the beast into people's hand, man. You know, to go ahead and get this party started, man. You know, these damn devils have been kicking the can down the road so long that people are I'm starting to see TikTok videos about them, you know, talking about the Rothschilds and the elites, you know, and talking about, you know, going into the Rothschilds and whatnot, the banking family, you know. But, you know, people are waking up, you know, and they're talking about this digital ID basically being a gateway for the mark of the beast, man. You know, and you know, people are starting to wake up. Esau and Edom, he's running out of time. They're running out of time to go ahead and implement this new world order. You know, and they can only wait for so long to where they're gonna have to just go ahead and do it. You know. But I just wanted to bring this out that that we're getting closer to the MOTB, and we're getting closer to the mark of the beast, you know. And as long as we trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we should be good, man. You know, Esau's kingdom is dwindling, man. You know, Amalek is being exposed. Everywhere you see memes of Amalek. You see Amalek coming out of sewer tunnels, like the rats that they are. You know, you see Amalek being exposed on on every side, man. You know, and really Amalek is really hated, man. You know, and I can remember there was a time to where being part of the Jewish community was looked up to, man. You know, everybody wants to be a part of the Jewish community. You know, you know, you know, seeing your family, seeing an actor, or seeing a high official, you know, they'll proudly state that I'm a Whoish, you know, I'm Whoish, you know, and you can see the pride on their face, man. I'm Whoish. Now being Whoish and being so part of a Who is looked down after, man. You know, you don't see people coming out saying I'm Whoish. You know, oh people used to wear that Whoish as a badge of honor, man. Used to wear that title as a badge of honor. You know, and now it's looked down as despicable, man. You know, and they coming out with different types of memes about Trump and all the officials eating humans and doing blood sacrifices, man. You know, and it's all just it's just cliche, man. You know, the apostles on down been talking about these damn Whoish people for a long time, man, and it's all just it gets tiresome, man. You know, seeing that what the apostles been talking, now these people, you know, they'll come out and be like, you know, now they don't seem like they just been talking about it for ages and years, man. You know, and now so-called they're professionals, man. You know, and it gets tiresome, man. You know, but it is what it is, man, and we won't you know, there's just gonna come a time to where they're gonna have to go ahead and push this MOTB. You know, we're waiting for that Black Swan event, you know, for that major event that's gonna cause people to be in fear for their lives, man. And that's what really these Babylonians are. They're scared of their lives, man, losing their life. You know, especially here in America. Nobody wants to lose their life in America, man. You know, in a place to where your soul's oppressed, you know, and you're being fed bullshit left and right, down to the very very damn cereal, to the damn TV station that you watch, man. You know, everything here in America suppresses you, and it seems like, you know, seeing people just live it up and want to stay here, man. It's basically mind-boggling, you know, and it makes it, you know, these people have no they really need to be resetted, man. They don't have no common sense at all, you know. Who wants to live in a world where you're being fed bullshit, man? You know, to the media, straight down to the very food source you eat, man. We don't know where our food comes from, you know. People just show up in the markets and grab it. We don't know where our clothes get made. We just buy it and put it on, you know. You know, we can't even trust our government, because our government lies to us. You know, people try to put faith in the government, but the government lies straight to their face, and they still have hope and belief that the government will be there for them and the government will do them right, man. But this government have no interest in helping you American people out. All the government has done over the years has lied, has deceived, has hurt people, man. You know, and people still put their trust and hope into this government, into Esau, Edom. You know, to the point to where it's gonna come down the line to where they're gonna be lining up for that mark of the beast, man. You know, because they still want to eat this GMO food. They still want to be lied to. They still want to be catered in this society that's not well for them. I mean, look at the people's morals. Look how people have been. Look at the morals that people have been producing with, man. It hasn't been getting any better. This system, this way of living is dying, man. You know, there's more trans, gays, homosexuals than ever, man. You know, there's more weirdos out here than ever, man. People are sick, you know, to the point to where they need to be resetted, man. There's more drug abuse, alcohol abuse than ever, man. You know? But this is because Esau Edom's in rulership, you know? There's more sicknesses and diseases than ever, man. You know, this is because this damn devil makes a problem and then he tries to combat it with a temporary solution, man. He makes a problem that was never a problem to begin with. But this damn devil had made a problem, and he has came with a temporary solution, man. Look what this damn devil has done to our air, to our food, to our water, to the trees, to people's minds, man. He has polluted everything, you know. But that's all I wanted to bring out. You know, this damn devil just gonna have to come with it. Gonna have to implement that MOTB. You're gonna have to take a major loss. Yahweh Shai is gonna have to come in and wipe this bitch off the face of the earth. You know, and breed a righteous kingdom, man. You know, it's all written, man. It's all written in prophecy. Everything that Yahweh Shai up to the Father has said will come to pass, man. These damn devils will be put into slavery. They will be in chains, basically in chains of darkness, man. They will be under the Israelite man's foot, including these heathen nations, man. And no matter how they don't want to accept it or don't want to hear it, it's fine, because eventually the day will come. The day will come, man. The day will come where they're gonna have to accept it, where it's gonna be their reality, them picking cotton, picking fruits, being in mines, you know, transferring resources from one location to another, being the Israelite man's servants, being their women, being our handmaids, their women cooking for us, you know, preparing our baths, our water, lighting our incense, you know, catering unto the Israelite man. This will be a reality very soon, you know. But, you know, they're not gonna understand until the hell missiles, you know, rains fire on this place, man. You know, into where they come back into the Israelites' kingdom as a newborn baby, you know. But the elites, they're gonna have to get it firsthand, you know. But, you know, I like to give all praises and glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, by Shem Yahushua, Shalom, honor to the elders of the UNS who's pushing this truth with all truth and sincerity. Shalom.